Okay, so the floor upstairs on the factory floor level, we're going to have a 250mm thick suspended concrete slab up to grid line X5, and then from grid line X5 to the front of the building it would be a 150 slab on ground. That's because down at basement level, remember, the basement, we have a retaining wall along there, along grid X5, so this is suspended concrete floor, then we can fill up behind the retaining wall, and from there forward can be a slab on ground. So we'll go back to factory floor level, and I'll go to home and start the floor command again. Okay, before I go any further, the floor properties, let's have a look at the floor properties. We haven't got one that will work for us, so I'm going to edit the type and duplicate it, and this one's just going to be called 250 suspended concrete slab, something like that. So I'll just edit the structure of that, and it will have a thickness of 250mm of concrete, and there won't be any membrane layer, so I can delete that layer, and there won't be any sand substrate layer, so I'll delete that layer as well, and click OK. And OK. Now the level is factory floor, and the height offset from the level is 0, so we go OK to that. Using my pick line tool with an offset of 300 to the back of the building, I'll make sure I pick the grid line, because that was, if I pick on the grid line with that offset, so hovering over, make sure I'm getting that grid line, that'll give me a 300 offset to the back of the building from the slab, which is what you might remember we worked to, and I think a 180mm offset, so I'll change my offset now to 180, enter, from grid line to the outside, and do that on both sides. Somewhere around about here, off the grid, make sure it's off the grid, and then just an offset of 0, I think. Not too sure exactly where this line will go, but I'll go to the back edge of the retaining wall at the moment for this suspended concrete slab, and we'll draw a bit of a closer look at the detail of exactly where that joint would happen in due course. But now just trim up. And this will be my upstairs suspended slab. Okay, I've already addressed the floor properties, so I should be able to just go finish the floor. I'll do the same thing now towards the front of the building, but this time it'll be a 150 slab on ground. So once again, home menu and floor command, go to the floor properties to start with, and drop down the type which we already created for the basement downstairs was the 150 slab on ground. OK to that, and OK, so some pick lines. I'll pick the edge of the slab that we've just created, I'll pick the other edge of the slab we just created, and the other edge of the slab we just created. I'll work on the front of the building. I might just do an offset once again of 300, and we'll just have this front slab extending outside the walls a bit, just so we get it in one nice straight line. We're not sort of zigzagging the slab in and out. We will have to around the front door, or we could move this front door back in line, might be a better thing to do. Around the glass curtain wall we'll have to do a bit of shaping there, but just before I go too much further, I'll trim this up. And that line to there, and then that line back to there, so we're getting this proper shape through there. I'll move the glass curtain wall back in a second, but before I do that now, what I'm going to have to do is I'll go back to select lines. Now the centre of this glass curtain wall, the mullions are 150mm wide, so if we were to offset the centre of that glass curtain wall by 75 and get that offset going to the outside, that'll be right underneath the outside of the mullions. So we just need to then decide what we're doing around here. Might go to the outside of those. No, I'll go to the inside of those walls, I think. So pick line with no offset, 0 in there. Then I'll go to the inside face of these walls here. external face, sorry, and we'll just trim. Oh, didn't need that one, sorry. It was the internal, so that one. Inside face down here. That's what I meant to do. Inside face of that wall. So I'm going to split that segment through there and then start trimming. Okay. So I just can't remember if I've checked the floor properties again, but I think I have. I'll just select that floor. Just escape out of that command. So I'm going to select that floor somewhere, just here, and I'll have a look at its properties. And I did. I put it factory floor 0, and it's a 150 slab on ground, so everything's right there. So we've created those two floors. We might stop the video at that point again, so that I can start setting up some stairs for you to go from the basement to come up to the this top factory floor level.